Hello and welcome to Daily Dan. Today we are going to play Bad End Theater because it's spooky month and we got to, do that. Oh, we got setting. No, we don't. I think it looks good. Hopefully. Anyway, let's get this ball on the road. Yeah. Enter. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. Ooh. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. Okay. The human doll, the demon doll, will be the demon doll. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? Play nice. You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless. You found your very first bad ending, but don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Play nice. You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Yay! Why, this isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behaviors in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. We like puzzle games, do we not? Now try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see the different outcomes. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? You both attack each other at once and die together. End tutorial. I'm done. Do you understand how to play? Yeah, I get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Oh, they're all locked. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think? Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to this whole Overlord thing if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to the higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Grant them the day off. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. Oh, you bet. This is going to get me killed, isn't it? Come on. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You wake to a huge commotion outside. A hero's shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out into the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you had been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the Overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you are swallowed by darkness. Conquered Overlord End! Yay! Yay? Okay. Let's do the Underling this time. You are a demon underling, in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're going to go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She's surprisingly cool with it. Nice. You set out on your adventure outside the castle. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Tell her to quit yelling. When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she started talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you, because why is there conveniently only one language in this world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're really awakened by the sound of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! Save yourselves. You look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle, until you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons, where you'll live peacefully, alone in some deep, dark forest somewhere. Yay! You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon Overlord's castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the Overlord one day, because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon Overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, and maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You are in church. You pray to your god, asking why you have been born into this role of maiden. You respect the defined plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. Leave a note and venture forth to find a demon, just to, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Introduce yourself. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their masters nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, it doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out. Something awful would happen, then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you. And little by little, you realize they might not be as ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. Feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. But then, a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid, it's dripping from his weapon too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The Overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The Overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. The Overlord, who you had just been getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you had been deceived by her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters after all. You somehow manage to slip past the Overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Okay. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventurers fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped, and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon Overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. The demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Flee like a coward. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Ask if they'll let you in. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down, and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you, and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord and maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Why can't I choose? Did my game just freeze? The maiden explains that she was never actually captured, and that she came here on her own violation. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to town with you, to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's been pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. What? You can't help but feel relieved you got the maiden out of there when you did, but she suddenly takes off toward the burning castle. Panic sets in, and you follow to try to stop her. The smoke is so thick, you've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Boo! Oh, he's got 3 choices now. 4 out of 41s. Bad endings? Okay. Interesting. Well, we'll unlock all the settings first. You're a maiden, you live in a peaceful village, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Before we start having fun. I guess I can do... Shout out for a hero to come save you. You yell, but a hero does not come. The demon is put off by your son shouting and asks you to keep it down. You apologize. You seem more confused than hostile, which totally catches you off guard. Tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. Turns out she never had blah 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 blah, so we've already done this. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. Okay. Hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. Hero asks if you'll return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. Stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fist against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head toward the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. Can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord. If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotting soul. Selfless maiden NB. Okay. I guess we'll just do the... all 3 of these? Or all 4 of these? No, we'll do the, we'll start with this one. Underling. We'll gobble her up. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon-nate name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought, and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander on into the nearby village. People are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. Put on... Oh, no, change your mind. You figure if people are this upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling after all. This little day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle, thinking you'll take a nap. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're going to get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out, and being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, that sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead? Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Oh, she's actually not so bad, you guys. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response. Faithful underling ending. Okay, we gobble her up. We put on a show. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams grow louder. Applause. You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. It takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. Okay, so now we get, gobble her up, change your mind and leave. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You tell them you were just joking and clarify that you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of fox confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You allow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance, your guidance. There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap, like usual. This is almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Chicken out. You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit. In a panicked whisper, you ask them to let you out. Seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up, and ask again to be let out. The Overlord stirs in her bed. While your head is turned, the demons shut the door. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those assholes would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers on your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they've set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open to no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Cowardly Underling. How many endings are in this? I wonder. All 3? Wow. Nope. Okay, gobble her up. Sometimes it just doesn't let you move up and down. I want to... There we go. Yep. Let's kill the Overlord. Time to die. I figured the cleanest way to do this would be to dig your claws into her throat. So you do just that. She wakes but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it was either her or you, and you weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends waiting just outside. They look pleased, only now do you realize they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you, as you had betrayed your overlord. So everybody has, I guess, 3 roles and you can mix and match? Okay, so let's try this. Yep, happy. Tell them to get back to work. You give them a lecture about responsibility and questioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick, just another one of your amazing talents as the overlord. You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. You thought you told that underling to do their job, not drag strangers into your room. Looks like they took an unauthorized break away from the castle. You scold them, but ultimately you're a little interested in this guest, so you let them off easy. That underling's not too bad. It's Maiden from the nearby humid village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. Tell her she'd better go home. You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here will definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. But the maiden turns out to be very stubborn. You don't want to hurt her, but you also really want her to leave in case something bad happens. This whole situation is asking for trouble, you think. Against your better judgment, you let her hang out for a little while longer. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as not to agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people in my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the maiden, who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord, but didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything was explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologized for causing trouble, and the hero asked her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Possessive. Let her go. The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. You tell the hero you won't let him take her home. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe demons are evil after all, and if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before he can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You take a step toward the maiden, and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Okay, so we have... I need to get the other two maiden things. And then we'll try to get them. You're a maiden, blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Well, that sucked. Shout for a hero come. Why doesn't that work? Maybe... So... Oh, okay. Do I have to change the other characters' things? Possessive... Diplomatic... Coward? Wow, okay, so this kind of has... Oh. I only have one... Oh, I only have one hero ending. That kind of makes sense. Oh, there's a flow chart. Okay, this makes way more sense. Okay, well then, I guess we need to play as the hero some more. Blah blah blah, we're the hero. Bravely slaughter the evil creatures. You make quick work of the foul creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Cut through the demon army. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you suspected. But for some reason you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Destroy the Overlord. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering your maiden your hand. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage. They threw a huge celebration in your name. You're remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Oh, that was kind of boring. Reset the stage. Okay, so we go to B. What do we need to do? Interesting. I still think we need to... involved in the plot to kill the Overlord? Okay, so let's see. Maiden, blah 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 blah. Shout for a hero. Oh. The plan of yours was completely stupid. You think, why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Consumed maiden then. Okay, Alright, let's try the maiden again. Oh, the blah 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 blah. I guess he went off anyway. She lectures the underling that brought you here, who was apparently told not to leave their post. You wonder what cruel punishments await them. But to your surprise, she lets them off easy. The underling is dismissed, and the Overlord turns to you, looking very interested. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plan to capture maidens. Okay, so this is the same thing. Fine, but this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told. Blah, 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 blah. Of course. Just go home, stop worrying. The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. She vows to keep you very safe from now. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Okay. I still need to figure out how to get the... Thank you, game. We'll try this again, see if we get something different. Okay, the Overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude, you just got here. Obedience. Okay, obey her. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is like right there? You explain everything that happened. The hero seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by the demons. What nerve! You're very upset that the so-called hero would treat you this way, and leave in a huff. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions, and you tell them your story. As you explain that the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here, you notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He really calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you ever return without the aid of a hero? They ask. You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be. So they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they've never cared to know? I wonder how you missed that before. You are seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You have always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Oh man, that sucks. Okay, reset the stage. Uh, uh, okay. Okay, let's try this one then. How many endings do we have? We still need to get the third one. Okay, maiden. Introduce yourself. Well, that didn't work. Sure, we'll go for hero. Ask if they'll let you in, I guess. Cut through the demon army. Ask the maiden what's going on. She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She doesn't ask why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door. You see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. This is all just a big misunderstanding. You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the Overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart, and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, can't help but think you'd probably deserve this. Okay, well, we know exactly what to do. Let's try that again. Okay. Flee like a coward. Cut through the demon army. Ask the maiden what's going on. Stab the Overlord while you can. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. Yep. Oh, we've already got that one. That sucks. How about like this? Flee like a coward. Ask if they'll let you in. Ask the maiden what's going on. But the Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. The maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate the situation like these. Tell the Overlord that she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish hers. You leave me no choice. The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You are helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way, only to meet with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed those evil creatures while you had the chance. Giant wish is for the maiden to somehow make it out of this alive. Yeah, well, at least we got another one. Okay, we need to find the... We need to find the right combination to get the last, thing. Okay. The maiden stays with the Overlord a while. Okay. Dutiful and heroic. Ah, okay. So, dutiful and heroic. Okay. Actually, hold on. I get how this works now, sort of. How do we get a new personality? Some of these sucks. Okay. So we need obedience and something that we haven't done, but we've... So we... hold on. No. Okay, so we make you hungry. Like this? Is that what it was? Okay, you're the hero, blah 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 blah. Whoa, that's not the button I wanted. No. Wanted this button. Slaughter the demons, cut through the army. The Overlord appeared, demanding to know what the hell you're doing, murdering all her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. The maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can see only one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possibly she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A greedy evil has been banished from the world, but what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Okay. Yeah, so... we go to the flowchart. So I need to... Diplomatic? Obedient and diplomatic is, I'm guessing. Okay. Introduce yourself. Obey her. Oh. Okay, let's try that again then. Introduce yourself. Refuse to leave. You put your foot down and tell her you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated at your stubbornness, but doesn't kick you out or anything. Hooray! The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be a ruthless monster you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. Okay, so that's all the same? God damn it. Is this it? Will this give me a new ending? Shout for hero to come save you, blah 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 blah. Refuse to leave. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle, and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. Burst into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognize from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised they were a part of this evil plot. They seem so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. Your leaf and the Overlord demand silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think she is very Overlord-like in this moment. A group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. And thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room's engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, if you left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord sees his underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there is no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. Aww, that sucks. Okay. Back to the flowchart. What does the Y button do? No. Okay. E button. We still don't have the last option for things. And apparently there's a fourth one for... there's a fourth one for the Overlord. We haven't done a lot of the Overlord ones either. I want to know how to get these last things. We were so close with this one. So everybody has a fourth option, it looks like? Oh. Okay. Well, it looks like we can probably finish off the, you know, this thing first. Let's go back. Beautiful. Oh, it's so much easier to play this with the mouse. Polite. And we'll just play it like this. You're a demon. Can I... Nope. I guess we hit skip. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask you. Consider your options. Hear her out. You're in good mood today, and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't... Oh, won't let me skip. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny, blah 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 blah. Avenge your fallen comrades. Who does this guy think he is? Coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving a sword into the guard. Is sometimes brought you food or whatever. They noticed you were feeling kinda down. You like that guard. You wish with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles, you feel his sword go through you, but there is no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You have earned your rest. Please set the stage. Bad end flowchart. So we need this to be diplomatic. Why wasn't he on diplomatic? Oh, he's on dutiful. Yeah, we can be polite. And we need her to be possessive, okay? Possessive. And we play as you. Skip. Hear her out. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. Blah, blah, blah. You sneak up into the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this is as good a chance as any. You launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Rogue underling and... reset the stage. Yeah, this flowchart kind of makes things much easier. So I guess we still need to find the fourth thing for everybody and this. We need you to be disloyal and okay. Obedient. Okay. So we've gone down this path before. This is kind of fun in a puzzle game kind of way. Okay, so let's see. Blah, 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 blah. You meet the Overlord. Antisocial. So she needs to be antisocial. No, I don't want that. Dutiful and heroic. Okay. I'm just gonna try something. What happens if we have everything on? Except for hungry. No, we'll do hungry too. See what happens. For each of these characters. You are the hero. Think blah blah blah. Okay, so I get this. Yeah, so we need the, like, fourth options for everybody to continue doing these, I guess. So, dutiful and heroic. Okay. Dutiful and heroic, and not hungry. Obey her. He's covered in demon blood. You are frightened by the sight of him and run away. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000... is this going to... What did I do wrong there? Dutiful and heroic. Okay. Did I have her on antisocial? Okay. Let's try this again. Shout for a hero to come save you. Okay. refuse to leave, I guess? The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. Martyr. We got the fourth one. You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think. You never could have imagined this would be the way that you die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You are glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Alright, so we somehow got her fourth one. Cool. Reset the stage. Oh, I guess that's her third one. Let's do this one then? Maybe? So we still don't have the fourth one for the hero or someone else. I guess there is a fourth one for everybody. Heroic. Oh, we need to get the other one. Okay. So, same thing basically, just... Okay, so we'll just do this again. Introduce yourself. Refuse to leave. Do nothing. The heroic blade pierces the Overlord, and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The heroic smiles and holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. Try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then, you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Okay, we're working through this. So we can't do these ones because we don't have this. And same with that for the true ending. Okay, can we get to any of the other endings here? Nope. What can we do? Well, that will lead to the bad end anyway, so... Antisocial and... well, dutiful? Okay. Ah, okay, that's one. Okay, hungry. You're the hero. We flee like a coward. We'll ask if they'll let you in. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you. You escort your directly to Overlord's chamber. That was easy. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever. At least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Yes, the useless hero. Okay, we're getting through this. Antisocial. So, just antisocial this time? Okay. No, we don't want to exit. we want to play? So, hero, blah blah blah. Flee like a coward. But you can't return home now. We've already seen that. Diplomatic. Ask the maiden what's going on. The maiden explained she was never actually captured, that she came here on her own violation. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do. I guess we can skip. Oh, that was nothing new. So how do we... There's gotta be something to do. Okay. We've gotten so close to the true ending. Hero flees from the demons. Okay. Does she oh, she probably needs to be obedient too. Okay. Let's try this now. Skip. Flee like a coward. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back toward the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is like right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plan to harm the village or anyone in it. She can't be trusted. Trusting, I guess, would be the fourth thing. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you, even though her story is kind of hard to believe. You feel you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about the demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. Two of you returned to the village. They had all been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for explanation. You politely inform them it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle in how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. The town elder voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately and says they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running. Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. Can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her and talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. Violently dash after the maiden toward the Overlord's castle. The air becomes dark and thick as you enter deep into demon territory. Evil miasma. No, you realize it's just normal smoke. You see the maiden ahead, but she's stopped in her tracks, the Overlord's castle engulfed in flames. You had only taken an eye off the maiden for a second, but she's already disappeared. You get closer to the castle, but the smoke is so thick now, you think of turning back. The maiden might need your help, but you can barely see. She could be impossible to find. She could have been lying to you all along. Was this a trap? Would it be worth risking your life on that chance? Your legs feel heavy. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Oh, you already had that one. So what was different about it, then? Oh, was I supposed to be not trusting? I guess kill her and then don't trust? Okay. Antisocial and dutiful? Okay. Well, we'll go trusting... Yeah, this works. Okay, let's try this again. Skip. Flee like a coward. She can't be trusted. You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue. Glad that took care of itself. Take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. She seems nice though, you think. But evil comes in all forms, you reassure yourself. Decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape the sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Man, most of these suck, but I know that's kind of the purpose. Okay, trusting, just double checking. Okay, so we've gotten both of those. Trusting, but we don't have these two, so... Okay. Heroic, martyr, okay. So that's another 2. What do we got for you now? Oh, we got a lot for you. Yeah, I guess we gotta do the Overlord now. Dutiful? Okay. That's probably the suicide run. Tolerant, antisocial, obedient. Okay. Trusting. Okay. So, trusting, obedient, antisocial. Oh, it was already set up because I highlighted it. Okay. Is that how this works? I guess we can add disloyal to that then? Okay, we're awesome. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle. Tell them to get back to work. Tell her she'd better go home. Okay. The maiden does what she's told and takes her leave. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. But you don't get to rest for very long. Wake up to the sounds of battle. Heroes cutting through your army. As the Overlord, it's your job to take charge. These kinds of situations, you rush out to end this hero's pitiful existence. Vile demons! I shouldn't have believed for a second that you were anything but pure evil. I'll exterminate you all. You don't really get what he's going on about, but you engage regardless. The girl's gotta defend her people. Clash again and again, but hero isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low in health, waiting for the other to make a move. When one of your underlings appears behind him, they knock the hero unconscious. Can't appreciate it, but can't they see this was a duel? They don't respond. You sense murderous intent. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws. You struggle to retaliate. They've done too much damage. You can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You have been slain by your own underling. Betrayed Overlord A. Reset the stage. Let's turn off disloyal. Yeah, how this works. Okay. Skip. Tell them to get back to work. Tell her she better go home. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What's going on? Try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they rule from if this one burns? I want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. Choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Burned Overlord End. Hey, we're going through this pretty quickly now. What else do we need to do? I want to get obedience. So I need to add trusting and obedient. Okay. And maybe that'll get me this option. But that has to be a maiden one, right? Okay, so we need meets Overlord, antisocial, obedient, trusting. Okay. Trusting, obedient, antisocial. Was Tyrant one of the needed ones for that? No. Okay. Oh, and I need disloyal too. Okay. Disloyal. Okay. Skip. Introduce yourself. Obey her. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is this way? You explain everything that happened. He is very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. Two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been so worried, and you're very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation. He tells them he only ran into you on his way to the castle and that this isn't really his story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord and that she's not actually interested in capturing maidens or other mean things like that. Villagers look again to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to make absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with them. Because, of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Grab the hero and run. Resolute. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle, and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. He bursts into the Overlord's room, blah 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 blah. We've already read this, and yeah, we burned alive. But that was another route, and we got resolute now. That is going to help me resolute. That'll help me get this. No, it won't. Okay, so let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Polite. Obedient. Okay. Polite and obedient. Let's just check what we need to get this. Oh no, that's an Overlord one, is it? No, it's his. Okay. Disloyal, antisocial. Disloyal, antisocial, obedient, trusting. Okay. Trusting, obedient. Is that all there is here? No. And then that should get me this. Okay. Yes, we are good. I think. Skip. Hear her out. Okay, let's kill the... Yeah. You and your friends turn to notice the maiden from earlier has overheard your entire conversation. It'd be bad for you if the Overlord found out about this. Toss her in the dungeon. You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon under the castle. It's empty, save for the decorative skulls. They're only there to make it feel more spooky. The maiden is very upset. You leave her in the cell to continue scheming with your friends. But now a hero has arrived at the front gates. He's asking about a maiden, perhaps the very one you just locked up. The gatekeeper must have seen everything, tells the hero exactly what happened. What an idiot, you think. Why give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? The hero yells, "Prepare to face justice!" And other such cliche hero lines for driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting cut up by that sword. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. You wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. You spot the Overlord and hero locked in battle. They worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond. You have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. You finish off the hero next. You can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who manages to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You are the new ruler of the castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you, as you have betrayed your Overlord. Okay. Reset the stage. Okay, so now we need to get the last of the Overlord ones. Overlord. Okay, so... Okay, so we need to... Back. We need Tyrant. Oh, that's really just at the good end? The true end? Okay, so Tyrant. Yes, okay, apparently it auto-selects those. Tyrant. Antisocial. Obedient. Overload lets the maiden go. Trusting. Resolute. Disloyal. Blank. Okay. It did not add the antisocial. Obedient. Resolute. antisocial. Obedient. Trusting, resolute, and disloyal. Okay. Trusting, resolute, and disloyal. Okay. Let's start this. You are awesome. Yeah, okay. Tell her she better go home. The maid suddenly bursts into your room, accompanied by a hero. She's trying to frantically communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. They tell you a group of demons is after your life. You still don't grasp the urgency of the situation. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was the first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting at each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell for all of them to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and leave them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately all you do is sleep. The group of demons start muttering something about going back to Plan A and suddenly slam your door shut. You, the maiden, the hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds on the door, cursing their friends for betraying them. The hero pounds on the door as well, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. So this is how you'll die, burned alive in your own room, by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. Notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration you don't even notice that you've grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they don't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Forgive them. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You're all burned together. Overlord's true end. Well, that sucks. Huh? Before you're taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What was the point of all my effort if the true ending is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad end theater. Is the pain setting in? Oh, but you should have been well aware of what you've been shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that here in my theater, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I'll help you pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guests. Reset the stage. So we got all the things now. Let's try to get all the bad ends. Do you have a favorite ending, or is it still too early to decide? Okay, well now that we got all the things, we should be able to do these all in order. Okay. Okay, hold on. So we don't need polite. Obedient, resolute. Because we've done the whole bottom route. Underling the story, granted the day off. Underling brings the maiden to the castle. Disloyal, antisocial. Okay, disloyal, antisocial. Obedient, trusting. Okay. Trusting. Resolute and merciful. Okay. Yep, okay. So let's go through all this. Tell her to stop yelling. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They take off into the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's room? Fuck. Wow, the F word. The Overlord would kill you for sure if she found out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maiden's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry that it was all your idea, and that they were just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. Can't believe they tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitor's friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and the two humans, and then the room bursts into flames. Pound on the door, scream curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you'd sided with her. You're surprised the Overlord spares you, or maybe she'd rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you've just gone from one dead end to another. The maiden is crying, the hero is silent. You'll all burn together. Underling's true end. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself, though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair? Or... yeah, okay. What's the last one is no mercy. Okay. Okay. Let's do this again. Skip. Tell her to quit yelling. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 3. Huh, wonder what that is. My love, I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you always listen to the very end. I'm grateful for that. Hope to see you again soon. Forever yours, Tragedy. Okay, let's do the hero then. How do I get to that one? Okay, so we need... okay, so we've done all these ones except for... Hero begins, slays the demons, slaughters his way to the castle. Not hungry. Okay. Martyr. So it's just kill them all. Okay. I guess I need dutiful. Okay, there we go. Hero time. Murderathon. 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 You leant forward to put an end to the evil Overlord, but your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The Overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The Overlord strikes at you in vengeful rage. You parry, and she is slain. The sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look to the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the Overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. Pick up the Overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and begin your long journey back to town. You'll say that you were too late, that nothing could be done for the girl, but the Overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Okay, what is next? I'm having fun just going through a flowchart, basically. So we've done all the murder-thon ones. So... Diplomatic. Except he needs to be disloyal. You don't need to be a martyr this time. Disloyal. And then merciful. Okay. Diplomatic. Okay, here we go. Skip. Flee like a coward. Ask if they'll let you in. Ask the maiden what's going on. Maiden explains that she was never actually captured. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. Talking about assassinating their overlord, this proves that to you that demons really are foul creatures. You have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons, all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle, and you have no choice but to follow. First into the Overlord's room, the maiden practically tries to communicate what you just overheard. Demon underling partisan calling you liars, followed by the group at the entrance, who shifts the blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? Begins shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves into noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their trap. She threatens them with violence. The Overlord is no better than her subjects. Grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden safely, certainly will. A group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? He pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. Next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of the underling and is crying for mercy. Is she going to kill it as retribution? He continues to cry and make excuses, but the Overlord does nothing. You're surprised she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't really matter now. You'll all burn together. Hero's true end. And then the only difference is that we need to have no mercy. Okay. Skip, flee like a coward, ask if they'll let you in, blah 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 blah, ask the maiden what's going on. She thrusts her claws into Underling's chest and it lets out a horrible scream. You back away, you won't be the next one targeted for rage. She continues to take thrusts. You no longer watch. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. Two of you, the Overlord and the Underling's corpse, are all consumed by flames. We're making progress, folks. Thankfully, there's a flowchart. Trusting. Hero flees from... Okay, so we need... Antisocial, trusting, obedient. Did we need disloyal? Okay, blah 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 blah. Antisocial. Hero flees from the demons. Obedient, you talk. Trusting. Disloyal and captor. Okay. Disloyal and captor. So, only... Disloyal captor. Okay. There we go. Skip. Flee like a coward. We run into her. Leave her story. Ba, 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 ba. When you reach the gates, you ask the demons if they've seen the maiden. They have. They inform you she's being held in the dungeon at the moment. She trusts them, and in return they lock her up, so demons are truly evil beings after all. You demand they take you to her, but they do not let you pass. You should have expected as much from these unreasonable creatures. You know what you must do. You thrust your blade through the demon before you and rush the castle alone. You're the only one who can save the maiden now. What the fuck are you doing, killing all my soldiers? Overlord is angry. You vowed to exterminate her, and all of demonkind. Clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both angry and low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found Lost Letter 1. Okay. My love, it just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this. It's unreasonable, cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow. So I decided to write, and I'll keep writing till the day you find me once more. And then, maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. Maiden time? So what do we need to do? Disloyal and captor and merciful. Okay. Disloyal and captor. I'll be merciful, but we won't actually use that. So let's see. Meets the Overlord. Antisocial. Obedient, antisocial. Trusting. Disloyal and captor? Oh, we already got that. Okay. Obey her. Grab the hero and run. The Overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together? Oh, well, we got a different ending then. Maiden's true end. Keep collecting bad endings for you, for now. Yeah. What did I do wrong? Trusting. I didn't want to be resolute. Oh, I get it. Leave on your own. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stand just outside the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. They immediately notice you overheard them. Decide to lock you in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. Cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown in a cell back in your village, only to be tossed in this awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. Hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. Did the hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It's impossible to tell what's happening. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Okay, so what's different for number 11? Not captor. Okay, I can do that. Introduce yourself. Obey her. Leave on your own. They immediately notice you overheard them. The underlings you recognize from before is the first to do something about it. This is just the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you. In that moment, you regret having ever trusted the demons. You die instantly. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 2. I finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right. I opened up my very own theater. You would be so proud if you could only see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you. But I thought, if my theater could become world famous, then maybe you just might hear of it. Wherever you are, forever yours. Tragedy. We got a lot of these ones to do. Maiden. Allows the maiden... Okay, day off. Allows the maiden to stay in chat. Dutiful. Dutiful. Okay, and then I'll add heroic to it. We're awesome. Grant them the day off. Tell them to go take the day off. Let her stay for a while. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, so not to agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people of my... Oh, I can skip this. You notice the sound of battle having started ringing through your castle halls. The maiden is getting nervous, but you reassure it's only your underlings roughhousing. No big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room, but he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there, unsure of himself. He is covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servant's bodies all in pieces, all strewn about your castle, is really taking it out of you. The hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Did he come for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? Hero starts babbling in sincere apologies and excuses, realizing this his wrongdoing. But you are far beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You have had it with these humans always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there is nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. Okay, and now it's the same thing, but now I need heroic. Okay, heroic. Yes. Skip. Grant them the day off. Let her stay for a while. You feel a sudden sharp pain through your back. You look down and see a blade protruding from your chest. Ah, that was careless of you. So this is how you die, stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. What a joke, you're supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right, humans can't be trusted, not if this is what they're capable of. You should have remembered that before letting one in. You watch as the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through the sea of corpses he'd left in his wake. Captured by a demon, at least she got what she came here for. You join your army in eternal slumber. And then I bet it's martyr time, right? Grant them the day off. Let her stay a while. The maiden shouts something behind you. And you turn just in time to see her throw herself between you and the hero's blade. It pierces her chest and she falls to the floor, lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so does your rage. This hero has taken everyone from you now. You lose control, and the hero is obliterated. But your hatred for the humans has not yet been stated. You want to destroy them all and become ruler of the entire world. I mean, that makes sense. Kinda sucks though, but... Okay, we got 2 more bad endings. So... Let's get this one first, okay? So, Tyrant. Hungry. Oh, okay. Hungry. Awakens. Disloyal. Okay. Tell them to get back to work. You're awakened by one of your underlings. They've brought you a hero who inquires about a missing maiden. You tell them you don't know anything. Humans never really visit this place. He believes you and goes home. To your surprise, you figured he might try to fight you, but you're glad to get back to your nap instead. Until you wake up to something completely unexpected. One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Okay, one more bad ending. Okay, so... Tyrant, antisocial. No hunger from you. Tyrant, antisocial. Obedient. Disloyal. Okay. Huh? Oh, that didn't work out. What did I do wrong? Okay. Maybe... Day off. Diplomatic? Okay. Day off. Allows the maiden to stay and chat. Diplomatic. Allows the maiden to go home. And then disloyal. Okay, let's try this. Not what I meant to press. Grant them the day off. Tell her she better go home. Okay. Remember now, you gave this one a day off, and this is how he repays you? You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Assassin. This was... What am I doing wrong? Okay. Oh, allows the maiden to stay and chat. Okay. Let them go. You're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. With the hero and maiden gone, you plop down into the comfort of your luxurious overlord bed. Your room feels so empty now. Is this loneliness? You hope your new friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while. You've almost fallen asleep when the maiden and the hero burst into your room, frantically trying to communicate something to you. You're told that a group of demons is plotting to assassinate you. You're not surprised. How nice of the humans to care, though. One of your underling barges in next, shouting blah 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 blah. We can skip this. I guess we take retribution? You pierce their chest with your claws. They scream. The hero backs away. He is wise not to interfere. You stop moving, but you keep digging and thrusting your claws into them. It doesn't make you feel any better. The underling's corpse burns along with you and the two humans. Spiteful Overlord end. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 4. Okay. So we got all the bad endings now. Congratulations, you've explored every path I had to offer. Thanks for playing! Do you remember when we first met? I had just finished one of my scripts, one I was quite proud of. In fact, as I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you said. Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude. You wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet you managed to convince me. It really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day. Even now, I wonder if somewhere you're thinking of it too. Okay, what's this? It can't end like this. You want to answer the maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone. But retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? There's nothing you can do by acting from within their story. Maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. Ah. You boldly insert yourself into the story, and use your incredible power to warp everyone to safety. You didn't know you could do that, but what's going on here? You take a moment to get a good look at yourself. You are you, but why are you pitch black? You feel like this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, maiden, underling, and overlord have been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? I've come to save you. You explain to the group that you've witnessed their many terrible intertwining fates, and now you're searching for a good ending. Of course, this makes no sense to any of them. Only the maiden understands your compassion. My prayers have been answered. You must be... God, no. You're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be the final boss. That's just how these role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now, enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? How passé. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way into the stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me Tragedy if you'd like. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relieve one of their many bad endings, right? You are alone in the darkness, with me, Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater. Though I can't abide you stealing the show without permission. It's quite disrespectful. I want to see something new. Are you trying to say my bad endings have gone out of style? You have some nerve. You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending. It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight God. The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against Tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. You try closing off your heart to protect yourself, but it doesn't make you feel any better. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that. Wait, let me try that again. Defend. Okay, yep. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are here. Behold my beautifully tragic tales. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You've witnessed all 41 of painstakingly crafted endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. I commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here, to the end of the world. That's right. Came here to save them. Can't do this alone. You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon. How can you explain it in a way the hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this? I craft all my own hero gear. You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to the role of hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. Remember the state of your body and decide that yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He's overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I can make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Please tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. I agree to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have a final boss battle without him. You're the one who's been killing us, murderer. I can't truly call myself hero until I see you defeated. We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. You happen to find the maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing, she approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are, in a sense. You've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon. I was hoping I would meet one today. You think of all the terrible fates that hope would bring about. She is the catalyst of this story after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, but you see, I've grown so tired of waiting. You remember this part. She wanted to understand her role better, and so you ask what it is that she really is hoping to gain from this. The maiden is confused by your question. Perhaps it was as simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end for this maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The maiden will now fight alongside you. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. Then this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty, as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're a pretty weird-looking intruder. What do you want? You explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the underling you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life, and never get bossed around or picked on. You think of the underling's friends who had bullied them into an assassination plot, only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for the underling suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change their fate. So there's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll take along with you just in case. The underling will now fight alongside you. Wait, what the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle. The underling? You must be desperate to call on such an unreliable ally. Huh? If I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over? Oh, but it won't be that easy. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained to the torches on the walls. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with the humans, like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. Can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. Sorry, water break. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone, to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize you must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true end for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well, I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. I see, so this is tragedy. Ah, you brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You've prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die. Ha ha ha, I hope you're prepared to face your deaths as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Ha ha ha, now that the whole party is here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me. Your reign of terror ends here in tragedy. I refuse to give in. Hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Kindness. The maiden tries to appeal to tragedy with kindness. So naive, I'll balance your kindness with my cruelty. Ow. Hope? Our true ending do exist. They simply must. The maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Tenacity. Knock me down and I'll just come back stronger. The underlings uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Ambition. I'll reach my true ending with my own power. The Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim toward your best possible futures. You'll unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. Ha ha ha! You've done it. You've managed to defeat me. A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it. I must thank you all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. Thank you, Overlord. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry, I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it? I wonder. No. Well, I did my best. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But I differ in this one. Here's your true ending. Oh, so actual credits, or do I need to do that again? Anyway, if this was actually the true ending, that was a fun, short game. And, yeah. Oh. Well, anyway, that was a fun game. Something is missing. Oh, you're still here? The curtain has closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell after all. There's one more. Me? You'd like to know why I started this theater? Haha, because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. You gently raise your fingers to the cracks in my mask. Piece by piece it falls apart into your hands, revealing... I should have warned you, this might affect what you think of my stories. You can't help but compare my face to the maidens. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me, necessarily. That's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear, not another ending, but the truth? Tell me. Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there are no such things as demons, or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone, another girl. Ha ha ha, a running theme, isn't it? The maiden and the overlord? The two were inseparable, and for a time, everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of their relationship. That is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the types of stories where love conquers all, where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship, and everything is okay in the end. I lost her, and then I started this theater. But the story, huh? I was hoping to find you. It's you. It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because things got difficult. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. You know I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this. Yes, but I didn't think it would actually work. Haha, sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. Now truly everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end. Oh, that was a fun game. Short, but fun. If you hear it to the end, we did kind of do a 100% run. But anyway, hope you guys have a happy October, spooky month, whatever you want to call it. And thank you for checking out the Daily Den. So please like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. And I hope to see you in another video.